What is up? Good morning, Sports Wars. I know it looks a little different. Ryan's not here, but it's okay because we are joined by Will from Game On Sports News and Picks. What's up, Will? Thank you for showing up this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. A great time of the year. We had some awesome games last night in the Final Four. We've got the Masters coming up this week. Man,
Yes, we do.
good time in sports, but glad to be here.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Will. And we got John Matrix from Black and White Sports. What's up, John?
Oh, not much, man. I'm excited. When I woke up this morning, because I slept a lot last night, I was shocked about University of Houston coming back from being down 14 in what was the fourth quarter when that happened? And you said the final 30 seconds is just crazy.
Well, yeah, for most of the second half, Duke dominated. So the first half of the game, we'll just get right into it, really. The first half of the game was a defensive struggle, very low scoring, a lot of defense in the first half. Second half, you see Duke kind of, coming out the gate strong. They had at one point, I believe they had an 8 or 9 point lead going late into the second half. And the last minute, complete and utter collapse. It was amazing to watch. Although I was rooting for Duke, just because I like that Cooper Flag kid. But Houston just the last 30 seconds just took it away.
They wouldn't give up. They wouldn't give up. I kept wanting to change the channel and move on because I thought it was over for the last 5 minutes. And then I looked at my wife. I'm like, I want to change it, but Houston keeps hanging around, and ultimately got it done.
Yeah, it was insane. And I believe there was one free throw towards the end of the second half where Cooper Flag got called for over the top on a rebound on a free throw. And that's kind of where you see on social media Cooper Flag's picture of him just being shocked. I think everyone was shocked. I was shocked when I saw that call. I didn't agree with it. I don't think a lot of people did. And then it was just all downhill from there, man. And Houston had a crucial steal on an inbound play from Duke, went right up with it, and then all of a sudden, holy shit, Houston has the lead here. Or I think they tied it up. It was insane. But yeah, Houston beat Duke last night. They are moving on to face Florida in the national championship for this March Madness. Who did you guys have in your bracket, or who did you guys have going to the championship?
I have Florida over Houston.
Florida over Houston. That's who you had in your bracket?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure. I did so many of them on betting pools and stuff like that. But I think the one with the Sports Wars bracket I'm in, I think it is Florida over Houston, my main one.
This was one of the most impressive plays of the night. Hopefully ESPN doesn't give me an ad right here. Son of a bitch. ESPN's giving me a freaking ad. This play, I believe this was in the first half. Maybe it was early in the second half. Cooper Flag, man. This kid is just unbelievable.
And Malowicz keeps it alive. Somehow it ends up in Flag's hand.
There's unreal, dude. Unreal athleticism.
Concentration. Flag. A little spin there.
That's Michael Jordan-esque. Okay. That play was incredible.
You couldn't have asked for a better ending to this game with Houston coming back. And then it came down to Cooper Flag, the number one. Well, if he goes to the NBA, the number one projected pick in the NBA draft, it comes down to him. He gets to take the final shot for Duke to win it or not. I mean, talk about great entertainment, great TV.
Isn't it kind of a miracle that he was even able to play in a tournament, considering he had that devastating ankle injury? What did it end up being, a high ankle sprain or something like that?
No, it was low. So it actually, that's why he was able to come back.
Oh, okay.
So he was still able to push and put weight on it. I'm sure that first weekend wasn't great for him, but medically speaking, where he injured it's a quick recovery, usually about 10 days.
Okay.
So since John didn't get to catch, it's probably going to give me another freaking ad. I bet. Son of a gun.
Yep. ESPN always does that.
I know. But there's probably, I'm hoping that this shows kind of a quick recap of the last 30 seconds of the game, where it just shows Houston absolutely dominating.
No good. Flag got his hand on it. Oh, we got flag.
So there you go. That's the play where Cooper Flagg got called for over the top on a rebound from a free throw.
Over the top. It
And
is.
he was just absolutely shocked.
Play it back again. It was too small. I couldn't see it.
Sure. Yeah.
No good. Flag got his hand on it. Oh, we got flag over the top. It is.
What do you think, John?
What? Just do that in slow motion. That didn't look like.
I don't know if I can do it. I can't
you
slow it down. I
You
can't
can
slow
just
it
run.
down.
Just run it.
No good. Flag got his hand on it. Oh, we got flag over the top. It is.
I don't like that call.
Nobody liked that call. Nobody liked it. So here you go. You got 20 seconds left. Houston down 1.
Tie game. How about this kid?
Hey,
This
real
one's
quick,
for the
back to
lead.
that call.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I mean, it probably shouldn't have been called there, but I'm okay with it because literally, if you watch the whole game, every time there was a key situation, Duke got every favorable little call go their way. And I thought the game was officiated fine. It was fair. It wasn't any bias one way or another. But if you just kept watching, like there were so many times Duke got second chances where they would show the replay and it was clearly off their player. And the ref's just like, nope, it's Duke's ball. And it's like, okay, well, there you just give them another possession. So that ending to me, I'm not really too outrageous about it.
Mhm.
Outraged.
It's good. Knipple.
Knipple. Dude, I couldn't get over last night watching it. One of the Duke's players, his name is Knipple. I was cracking up, man.
15 seconds left. Now it's flag.
And I'm going to have to periodically pause it just so we don't get hit.
Makes his move. Flag. Back in.
So this was Duke's last possession. This was to win the game.
Flag. Short.
Just short. Just short.
Now they got a foul.
Got a foul.
They had to foul, and yeah.
Right away. Pitch. Long one. James. Knocked away. Knipple. Back outside. Proctor tosses it up.
And just airmails it. And that's
Wow.
it. Houston 70, Duke 67, man.
The first time Houston has been to the championship game since Fire Slammer Jam in '84. It's been, for the most part, man, ever since Hakeem and Drexler went to the NBA, University of Houston was irrelevant big time. Drexler came back as a coach like after he retired from the NBA playing for the Rockets. But like the last, 3-4 years for Houston, man, they've been pretty relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Final Four, a couple Sweet 16s.
And I'm pretty sure out here in Houston, man, if they win, boy, it's going to be crazy over here.
There's a crazy stat too in the Final Four. Now it's 8-1. Teams that make the Final Four, that play the Final Four in their state, whether they're underdog or not, have won 8-1 in like the last 20 years. Not counting the championship, just the Final Four game. So
Yeah.
Houston continues the trend.
Yeah, so
What was great about this Final Four is there was no matchup that we could get in the championship where it wasn't going to, at least on paper, be a good game.
well, San Antonio is only 2 hours away, so there's a bunch of people going to be flooding in on I-10 to get there.
Oh, hell yeah. I just thought it was funny that Charles Barkley was forced to be there, and Charles Barkley notoriously hates San Antonio.
Yeah.
All of his comments about San Antonio and the fat woman, the big woman, the big, ugly, stinky woman in San Antonio. Charles Barkley hates San Antonio.
He hates Houston, too.
Yeah.
He still thinks the Rockets owe him money from when he retired from the Rockets, man.
What's his
Barkley's
argument on that?
I think Leslie Alexander, the owner back then, I think he was trying to get Barkley to be like a team player or something like that. Hey, do this. We're going to get this guy. And Barkley didn't end up getting his money. And he's been salty ever since then for the last 25 years.
I love Charles Barkley, man. He is so freaking funny. He's just so like unironically funny. Like he doesn't try to be funny. He just has so many great sound bites, and him and Shaq are gold. Him and Shaq are gold, man.
Especially the older they get, they just stop caring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially for how much they hated each other when they were in the league.
Barkley never cared, though. He's always had a big mouth ever since he was in the NBA.
I love this tweet from Barstool last night. Last night. Next time your girl says 30 seconds isn't long enough, tell her it was enough time for Duke to blow a championship spot. Look at this. Look at this picture. 33 seconds left. Duke up 6. In 33 seconds, Houston
that was
put up
a
9.
crazy play too. They got like the rebound, kicked it out. Guy had to do a sidestep, put it up. Oh, it was great.
Mm-hmm. And the early game was Auburn and Florida. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that one up. Auburn, Florida.
Walter Clayton Jr. having himself a tournament.
Walter Clayton Jr., man. He was a stud last night, man. He's here you go right here. 34 points, 18 of 11 field goals, and 7 for 7 on free throws. Dude played lights out. This was a close game the entire way through.
Mm-hmm.
The entire way through. Like I said in the Duke-Houston game, first half, very much a defensive struggle. This game, dude, it was all action.
It was fun. They were running in that first half, and then Auburn was up 8.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy, too, because Florida whooped them at home earlier in the season when Auburn was like the number 1 team in the country, and they were the hottest thing. It was the beginning of February, I think like February 8th. And Florida came in, and this is where Florida started getting on the map, and they whooped them on Auburn's home court. So this matchup was interesting to see if Auburn could adjust.
And big white boy for Florida, too. He's a gamer as well.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name right now, but he's a freaking gamer. But yeah, Florida up on Auburn. We're going to have our national championship. What is that, tomorrow night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. Florida and Houston. So that should be a good game, man. I think a lot of people wanted Florida Duke, but Florida Houston's going to be just as entertaining.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Florida's got the team where they can adapt to anyone's play style. You want to run fast, you want to go slow. They've got guys everywhere that can do a little bit of everything, experienced guys too. So it's going to be interesting with this, Houston defense and this matchup. It's going to make for an interesting game because I think Florida actually is going to. Houston usually doesn't let you get the second rebound. They're a smaller team, but they still out rebound you. This one could be interesting.
Who's the favorite in the game?
Florida by 1.
1. All right, that's
Practically
pretty even then.
Mm-hmm. What's the total in that game? I'm kind of curious of what they're expecting. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm interested to know the total.
I would guess, without having seen it, like 135, something like that. Let's see. Lower scoring game.
I know. Where's Ryan?
140.5. Still lower scoring, but that's higher than I expected.
140.5. Okay. Yeah, last night during the Geeks and Gamers local stream, we were watching the games last night. Something came up for Ryan, so I'm here hosting. I know a lot of you guys aren't thrilled about that. Oh, Heavy Steps in the chat. Heavy Steps. How about your Braves fucking stink? Heavy Steps. I've been dying to tell you that. Well, here we go. Speaking of baseball, let's get into a little bit of baseball here. Baseball season is underway. We just had opening day last week. My Angels are above 500, baby. Sitting amongst the top here in the AL West. And look at John Matrix Houston Astros.
And don't get too excited. 8 games in, Astros did the same thing last season, and where they end up?
They do it every season.
They do it every year, yeah.
Well, last couple of seasons they started off slow, and I wouldn't say every season.
It's like the Mariners. The Mariners always look good at the first half of the season, and then
Alvarez is ice cold right now, so we know that's going to change.
How long are they going to do the Altuve experiment in left field?
Man, I really wish they would take him out of left field. I know that his defense at second base has slipped some, but he's not a left fielder. He's not a left fielder. They need to put him back to second base. I mean, he was an all-star at second base last year. I mean, offensively, man, he's still delivering even this season. Throw someone else out there in left field. Altuve, I believe it was the first game of the season, and Altuve is only 5'6".
Yeah.
And he tried to reach to catch a fly ball. Couldn't do it because he's too short.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what Dana Brown and the Astros are thinking
Can they afford to make him a DH? Because I don't think they want to move him back to second.
No, Alvarez is DH. You cannot. I'd rather have Altuve as second and Alvarez DH full time.
Well, what are they going to do with their second baseman now?
Try him out in left field. I really don't care. Get Altuve out of left field.
Yeah, he's not looking too good. He's not looking too good in left field. You know who else isn't looking?
It's not his fault. I mean, he's never played left field, so they're looking at because Biggio played. What did they have Biggio at? Center field, and they looked at that. He wasn't great either, but also he was older, and he definitely was more declined than Altuve is now. Altuve is still playing at an all-star level right now offensively.
Oh yeah, he's always been clutch, especially in the postseason. But he's got the most postseason home runs in
he's been like 391
Astros history.
Yeah,
am I right on that, John? He's got the most postseason home runs in Astros history.
He may be. It's a bunch of the guys from the era of winning World Series that got because really like Biggio and Bagwell, they didn't really hit in the postseason. Was this version of the Astros they hit?
Right. McCock says yes. Altuve does.
Yeah, he probably does.
Yeah, I just remember the late 2010s when they were using those buzzers in the trash cans, man. Altuve and those Astros, they were all over the Yankees, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of
so many home runs.
What do you think of Devers' horrific start? And now he's turned it around. Still hasn't hit a home run, but he's starting to get contact with the ball.
For Boston?
Yeah, he was like 0 for 21, 17 strikeouts or something like that to start the season.
Yeah, and there was a lot of talk that he might have been pissed and out of it and his head wasn't in the game because Bregman won that battle at third base and Alex Cora decided, we're going to go with my my scumbag cheating buddy over at third base on defense. So Devers was a little bit, pissed about that. Maybe his head wasn't in the game. But yeah, he started to turn it around a little bit.
I heard some rumors that they might trade him with Toronto for Vlad.
Ooh.
Kind of solves everyone's problem.
That'd be interesting. I wonder if they're going to wait until closer to the All-Star break to pull that trigger. It's a little too early yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like way too early for that. But yeah, you got the Yankees sitting atop of the AL East. The Tigers, I mean, the Central's, weak. I mean, it's disgusting. Texas
Shout
Rangers.
out to the White Sox. They're on a 4-game losing streak. I'm rolling over a bet every game on the money line against them until they lose 10 in a row. It's going to happen some point this season. So,
and who were their 2 wins against? The Angels?
Yeah.
At least one of them was.
I hate them.
Oh, man. Another guy who sucks in the outfield is Juan Soto for the Mets. He hasn't any errors yet, but there's a lot of plays that he hasn't made. And very low effort on defense. That's the Mets' almost $800 million man. Just doesn't give a fuck on defense. You see much Juan Soto this year for the Mets on defense?
I haven't watched much of it. I know. I wait for Frank the Tank's rants when the Mets lose. That's a highlight. We pull that up on my show every morning. Other than that, I haven't really watched any of the Mets.
Yeah, Juan Soto's a bum on defense, but the Mets did have a clutch walk-off win last night. Lindor hit a sac fly in the bottom of the ninth. So, and Diaz almost gave it up. Diaz came in. The game was tied 2-2. Diaz came in top of the ninth, and I don't think he loaded him up, but he was in a first and third situation. And it was looking dicey there for a little bit. But he was able to get out of it, and then the Mets put some runners on the bases, and Lindor was able to hit a walk-off. So, but my real question for you guys is, have you guys ever been to a Milwaukee Brewers game?
No.
I've never been to Wisconsin.
Well, if you haven't, you should look at ticket prices because there's 4 very big reasons why you should go to a Brewers game.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's a great view.
That is a great view. And plus, you get to see a ball game in the back, too.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So I'll be looking for flights to Milwaukee and looking at ticket prices here because apparently the women in Milwaukee are just built different.
Our girl Paige has thrown out the first pitch there a couple times.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I am not surprised. So shout out to the Brewers, man. Shout out to the Brewers. Let's get a few super chats real quick. Chris Coran with a $2. Beardo really picked Tennessee? I did. Thank you, Chris, for rubbing it in. Rancor with a gifted Sports Wars membership. Thank you, Rancor. Steven DeLeon with a 2. Ah, fuck this retard. Great. Who the fuck you talking to, Steven?
I ain't talking about me. It's okay.
Have some respect when you're talking to me, okay? Mick Walsh with the 50 months. Holy smokes. Duke losing always makes me smile. God bless Trump. God bless Trump, man. Thank you, Mick Walsh, for the 50-month recommitment. And McCock with a $10. Altuve was actually the one that did not use the trash cans. Sure, buddy. And they when they tried using it, he would take the strikes, and it even came out that everyone in the pro season that year was cheating. Well,
that was the same season as the Yankees and Red Sox getting busted too.
Well, not really. The Astros.
That was Apple Watches.
The Astros did it first, and then Alex Cora went to Boston and took that shit to Boston. And the Yankees had to catch up with what Boston was doing. So that's why the Yankees did it. And Carlos Beltran was about to do the same shit in New York with the Mets, and that's why he didn't even he was their manager for all of like 2 weeks and then he got fired for the Astros cheating scandal.
Well, the players did come out and say Altuve wasn't using the trash cans. The other players did come out and say that. So.
Okay, he wasn't using the trash can, but he was using a buzzer. That's why he wouldn't take off his jersey.
MLB investigated the buzzer. They found nothing on that.
Oh, no, I'm not taking off my jersey. I got a small nipples and a new tattoo. Oh, shit. I'm not taking off my jersey.
Think of this here. Chapman threw the worst possible pitch he can actually throw. And Altuve crushed that.
But why?
I could have hit a home run with that pitch.
Come on, bro. You hit a home run to send your team to the World Series, and you're not like that. That is iconic. It's a ritual that players are going to rip off your jersey, throw it into the crowd, dump water on you, dump the Gatorade on you, throw seeds at you. It's a ritual, man. And Altuve's like, oh no, my wife's going to get mad at me. Don't take it off of me.
Did you see that pitch? Did you see that pitch?
Yeah. Well, he knew it was coming.
It was a terrible pitch. Terrible pitch selection.
He knew it was coming.
As a Patriots fan, I respect it.
Oh, we'll get to the Patriots. Yeah, we'll get to the Patriots in a little bit. Not for cheating, though, which they do. Garth Knight with a $5. Beardo, what are your thoughts on the New York Giants with Russell Wilson? Also, what do you think they'll do in the draft? Great question. Personally, I liked Jameis Winston. The thought of Jameis Winston as the starter for the Giants more than Russ, because it's gonna be more exciting. Yeah, Winston's gonna throw 30 picks, but he's also gonna throw 40 touchdowns. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to make Malik Neighbors happy? Put Jameis Winston back there. Malik Neighbors is gonna have he's gonna have 2,500 yards receiving. Okay, with Winston back there. With Russ is going to play it safe. He's not a scrambler anymore. He's dead set on being this pocket passer now, which he never was in all of his successful years in Seattle. He was never a true pocket passer. He was always a mobile quarterback who can pick yardage up on his legs. Now all of a sudden he's rebranded and he's just pocket passer. But it does, with Russ starting, it does put the Giants in better position for a higher draft pick next year. Because I think the Giants are going to lose more games with Russ than rather with Jameis. I think we had a better chance at winning with Jameis, to be honest. What do I think they're going to do in the draft? I want Travis Hunter. The Giants going after Winston and Russ in the offseason tells me that they're not going to draft a quarterback. They know who their quarterback is, and right now he's playing for Texas. That's who their quarterback of the future is. They just got to wait a year or two. What do you guys think about the Giants with Russ and Winston?
I think you're right. I think it means, I don't know. It's the Giants. They might still end up taking Sanders. Who knows? But the reports are out now that it's Ward and then Hunter to the Browns. So I don't know what the Giants do after that. It makes me happy because the next logical pick, and who I think should be the number 1 overall pick, is Abdul Carter. Giants really don't need another defensive end, but I don't know how you could pass up on that guy. But if they do, I'll be happy because that's who I want the Patriots to snag. So I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't.
You really think that the Giants are waiting for Arch Manning?
Of course he does. He's been
It's
saying
going to be
fear.
fixed. It's going to be rigged.
I think that there's a lot of teams that want Arch Manning. There's going to be a lot of teams, especially your Dallas Cowboys. Well, maybe not because they just traded for their quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did. They just traded for their quarterback of the future. Quarterback out of Tennessee, Joe Milton. The Patriots traded Joe Milton and a 7th-round draft pick to the Cowboys in exchange for a 5th-rounder. Will, you're a big Patriots guy. How do you feel about this? Did the Patriots, do you think Drake May went to Robert Kraft and was like, hey, you better trade this motherfucker because there's no way that halfway through the season when I stink that you're going to bench me for this guy. We're the same draft class. We're the same age. This guy is clearly more athletically gifted than me. You ought to trade him right now so I don't have to feel threatened with this guy behind me.
No, I don't think it was that at all. I think it's you look at the modern NFL, rarely do you keep 3 quarterbacks on your roster. And Vrabel never usually does that anyways. I think this was more of a Vrabel move. And I was kind of shocked because I'm like, we got him for a 5th round. It was like 192. And we got back 172. It was strange, but reports are out there that they had a better offer, but they wanted to do right by Milton. It wasn't like obviously if it was a 1st-round pick, they would have done that and said screw Milton. But I think it was a little bit better pick. But Milton wanted to go to the Dallas, and so the Patriots honored his wishes. I think they just want 2 quarterbacks. They got Josh Dobbs backing up Drake May, and Drake May is going to be their future. And I think this was a Vrabel choice, and they did right by Milton, sending him where he wanted to go. So I think it was a win for everyone.
Yeah, this is a good trade for the Cowboys. All you gave up was a 5th-round pick. A lot of people like Joe Milton.
Mm-hmm.
Dak, I said it before, Dak is good, but Dak is injured every other season.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what the Cowboys needed to do. And it's a low risk, high reward pick right here. I mean, everybody's been waiting on Jerry to do something. He finally did something. And considering, there really isn't any great QBs in this draft anyway, good pickup.
Yeah, and if your backup quarterback, if Joe Milton's starting for you at some point in this season, whether it's Dak is injured or whatnot, your season's pretty much done anyways. But at least you can make CeeDee Lamb happy. Just say, hey, run down there as fast as you can. Joe Milton's going to huck it a country mile to you. All right.
Well, Cooper Rush was a good backup, and Trey Lance is gone, thank God. So we lost Cooper Rush too. So Joe Milton, there's a good chance, man, he may actually play some games considering Dak is injury prone.
I absolutely think Joe Milton is going to see some time on the field this year for the Cowboys. John, is Joe Milton Dak's replacement?
Well, he's the only option right now, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, like replacement long term for the future. This is the guy that's going to run Dak out of town.
Could be. I mean, Dak did the same thing with Tony Romo.
Yep.
So it's possible he could be the guy. I mean, we don't have a lot of. I don't believe he's had a lot of games he's played in. He played how many games he played for the Patriots last year?
One game last year.
He started one game.
One game, yeah.
When Drake May, he had a concussion, right?
Yeah, well, it was the last game of the season, the one game that we didn't want to win because we would have had the number 1 overall pick, and he went out there and balled out against Buffalo's 2nd string.
That's true. That's right. Yeah, I don't think it was because when Drake May got concussed, was that before a bye week or he just played the next week?
No, he got concussed a few weeks before that. He played one game, but then they just sat him down for that last game. It was a meaningless game, and they didn't want him to get injured any worse or anything. So they just said, we're going to let Joe Milton play this game because it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and when you think about Dak's contract, he got that big contract last year. So these contracts, the way they work is 3 years fully guaranteed. So now this is 2nd year guarantee right here. And if Dak wets the bed, You only got one more year of Dak's contract, and that could be it.
I actually think that this year's the first year of the new money.
Oh, okay. So I thought
I
that
think let me pull up his contract. That's because last year he was going into like they spread the money around, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a potential out in 2028. If not, it's like a massive. Well, nowadays we see you can take these massive cap hits, but if they get rid of them after next season, it's somewhere around dead cap of like 70 million.
And there were rumors a few weeks ago that the Cleveland Browns were interested in trading for Dak.
I heard about that.
Yep.
I listened to people down. Oh, you probably know better than me, John. But I listened to a bunch of Texas sports radio, and they said that those talks were just not. There's no truth to it. It'd be so hard to do to get rid of Dak with that contract.
Yeah, he just signed a contract, so it would be extremely difficult.
Yeah, but the Browns love signing mediocre quarterbacks.
The Browns
to max money.
Yeah, the Browns even admitted they messed up big time with Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
I mean, Jimmy Haslam came out and said, "Yeah, blame us."
How crazy is that to say that while a guy is still on your team? Now we know he's not going to play this year.
He ain't going to play. Well, the thing is, though, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's actually working out in the Browns' favor because they have an insurance policy. So they got paid from the insurance, I believe, last season for the most part. And if Deshaun doesn't play this season, insurance kicks in again. So they kind of got out of the bad contract in a way.
Other than your salary cap.
Yeah. And I think Deshaun Watson, I think Deshaun Watson is done in the NFL after his time with the Browns. He's done.
Yeah, I think he's done too. Well, and just how did he re-rupture his Achilles? Because he ruptured his Achilles last year. And then just a few weeks ago, maybe it was a few months ago at this point, he was doing something stupid and he re-ruptured his Achilles. And that's why he's not playing this year.
I don't think they really said. They just said like a setback in his rehab. They didn't say what happened though. Oh,
he completely re-ruptured that Achilles.
It's because the surgery didn't take the first time. So 2 months out, they were testing some things, and I don't think from the reports I was reading, the surgery didn't go the right way the first time, and they were like, you know what, we better get in there and do this again just to make sure rather than risk it. So I don't think it was anything that Watson was doing per se. I think after 2 months they looked at it and said, yeah, let's just play it safe.
Let's be honest. He was probably playing some pickup basketball and re-ruptured it. He just doesn't. He doesn't give a fuck about football, dude. He couldn't care less about playing football. Deshaun Watson's a bum.
I just go back to Dabo Sweeney calling him the Michael Jordan of football, and I'm like,
yeah, he's the Michael Jordan of football. If you don't draft this guy, you're an idiot. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, going back to what John said and what Garth Knight super chat. This draft class for quarterbacks is weak. I've said time and time again on this show, I think they're all bums. I don't think Cam Ward, I don't think Jackson Dart, Shador Sanders, these aren't guys. These aren't guys that are going to lead your franchise to a championship. They're not the guys. And we're not even putting into that conversation Jalen Milroe or Quinn Ewers. Those guys are going to be second, third, fourth round draft picks. The guys going to the first round, you can almost guarantee that Cam Ward's going to go. Cam Ward's going to go top 10. Shador's going to go top 10. Jackson Dart might also go top 10, definitely in the first round. None of these guys are your guys. They're not the franchise leaders. I think they're fucking bums. And I think that's the Giants hopefully realize that. And that's why you're putting the Band-Aid on with Russ and with Winston for the next year or two.
Teams always talk themselves into it, though. This is the time of year where they start getting nervous, talk themselves into it. Titans are probably going to pull the trigger on Ward. He has potential, but I mean, I watched him for a full year. I'm a Washington State Cougar fan, so I got to see him for a full year, and that guy makes so many dumb mistakes. I mean, he's talented, but he'll hold the ball down too low or have a terrible turnover at the wrong times. But maybe he's learned. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Thank you, Garth Knight, for the $5. Macaque with a 50.
Wow.
Gifted Sports Wars memberships. Man, I got to talk shit on Altuve more. I talk shit on the Astros, and McCock's just like, take my money. Thank you, McCock, for the 50 gifted Sports Wars memberships. Charles Barkley.
If you guys were Tennessee fans, who would you want them to take? Because I'm still saying Abdul Carter's should be the number 1 overall pick. I'm Tennessee. That's who I take. You don't have a quarterback in this draft. I mean, might as well just wait.
Yeah, but they also don't have a quarterback on their roster either.
It doesn't matter. You suck next year and try to go get Arch.
Oh, fuck. I think Arch is going to stay at Texas for 2 years.
Yeah, that seems to. I mean, they're talking about Cooper Flagg might stay in college basketball because they could offer him $20 million.
Mm-hmm. I think if you're Tennessee, they have a new regime in there. This is their second year going into the new regime. They didn't draft Will Levis. They got to try to get their guy, I think. They got to try to draft a quarterback. I'll be surprised if they don't.
Ownership that there's not a guy in this draft, and then you're safe for another year rather than putting all your eggs in Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting. The NFL draft here in, 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks to get the NFL draft. Charles Barkley with a $2 says, aha, ha, 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 ha. The Altuve Cope is hilarious. Yeah, so is his play in left field. Cole Hauser with a $5. Yo, Sports Wars. Cash Patel hanging with Gretzky the other night was so cool. Go Yankees. Keep up the great work, Beardo. Thank you. Thank you, Cole Hauser. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Ovechkin's he's probably going to break that record tonight.
Mm-hmm.
How many more games left in the NHL season? Like 4?
Not much.
3 or 4. They got like 3 or 4.
Not much. Yeah, he's probably going to do it tonight. Because he tied it up the other night, right? And he's probably going to break it tonight. Cool. And Gretzky's been traveling with him.
Yeah, he said whoever record he broke, that guy was there for him. So he goes, if Ovechkin ever got close, I said I'd be there, and that's pretty cool of him.
Yeah, no, it is cool. That is cool of Gretzky to go out there. And when it happens, when Ovechkin beats it or breaks it, they're going to stop the game. Mm-hmm. They're going to let him, do a lap around the ice. They're going to bring out Gretzky. They'll probably bring out a carpet so he can take pictures with Gretzky in the middle of the game. That's going to happen. Just like when Peyton broke Favre's record. When Peyton broke Favre's record, they stopped the game. They did the whole thing. The announcers came on. They let Peyton take some pictures and shit. It's history, man. They'll do it.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as John Cuckzak, JDLLM, with a 199, says Sacramento will host A's in the World Series in the next 3 years. In your dreams, bro. There's no freaking way. There's no way.
I love it when the A's play at home this season. Just bet the over. Every game goes over there so far this season at that Sacramento Park.
Watch, though, when the A's first year in Vegas, watch them go to the World Series. Their first year in Vegas. That'll be a huge fuck you to Oakland. Thank you for the 199. Stephen DeLeon with the $2. Hashtag Bills Mafia. Shout out West Texas. Stephen DeLeon rules all. Thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. Eric K with the 2. Who is your pick, Deshaun Watson or Jamarcus Russell? Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson. No way. You're not serious.
Oh wait, what are we picking to start for us, or who had a worse career?
No, who's your pick? Like, who would start for you? Who would you rather have?
Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. You'd rather have Deshaun Watson. Those early years in Houston, at least. Thank you, Eric K, for the $2. Chris Coran with the 2. Hockey history being made this week. Probably tonight. More than likely tonight. Thank you, Chris, for the $2. McCock with the 3 months. Beardo is lame and a fig hat. Thank you, McCock. Appreciate it, brother. Charles Barkley with the 2. Beardo, I'm on your side. I meant Matrix is coping. Oh. Charles Barkley, I take back everything that I said. I'm sorry. He was talking shit on Altuve. Thank you, Charles Barkley, for the $2. All right, let's take this down. I know Ryan made a video on Sports Wars earlier this week about the horrible tragedy that happened at a high school track meet where young man Austin Metcalf lost his life. He was stabbed at a track meet by a kid named Carmelo Anthony, spelled different, but
not the
Carmelo,
NBA player.
Not the NBA player.
Same day the NBA player got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Can't make that up. Texas track meet stabbing suspect's lawyer plans to ask for a $1 million bond to be lowered, per a report. Now, John, did you make a video on this on Black and White Sports?
Yeah, several videos, because that was new information that came out about Carmelo Anthony and what he actually told the police.
Right. Yeah. When they were finally got him in custody, and they're like, this is the alleged killer. He's like, not alleged. I did it.
Wow.
Fucking just came right out and said it. So the lawyer for Carmelo Anthony, a Texas high school student accused of stabbing fellow 17-year-old student athlete Austin Metcalf to death during a confrontation at a track meet Wednesday, plans to ask for his $1 million bond to be lowered, according to a report. I know that my client said it was self-defense. I don't have any reason to disbelieve that, but I need to develop facts, talk to people, and figure out what's going on before I make any statements about what I think happened. Attorney Derek Walpole, who was hired by Anthony's family Friday. I don't have any reason to think it was self-defense. I don't have any reason to think it was self-defense at this time.
It wasn't self-defense.
Oh, it wasn't. I don't have any reason to think it wasn't self-defense at this time. This is just crazy. Just the narrative spin on this, and that Carmelo Anthony, there's like a GoFundMe for Carmelo Anthony. There's
not
a whole
anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
Well, pull it up. If you have an article, pull it up. We'll share it.
It's so bad. I saw people. I saw like a link to a GoFundMe. It's down. It's so bad that even GoFundMe is like, nah, this ain't self-defense. We got to take this down.
Well, that's good. That's good, because Twitter has been going crazy. I know that there's been a few like marches and stuff for Carmelo Anthony. There's been like, some gatherings and stuff to like raise support for this murderer. It's fucking insane, dude.
And here's the thing. The new Marxist race hustlers out there were saying that the white kids were like bullying him and beating him up.
Yeah, they're white supremacists, evil white supremacists like Kyle Rittenhouse and shit.
Which even Carmelo Anthony himself never said that. Never said that.
Yep. Anthony, a student athlete from Frisco's Centennial High School in Texas, was charged with murder after he allegedly stabbed Metcalf, a 17-year-old Memorial High School in Frisco, to death Wednesday morning over a seating dispute. Let's see. I gave the suspect instructions to keep his hands up in the air during this time. The suspect said verbally out loud, "I was protecting myself." And then he said, I was protecting myself. There's a point here where he said, "I'm not alleged. I did it." Yeah. When the officer told others that he had allegedly stabbed the suspect in custody, Anthony apparently said, "I'm not alleged. I did it." But then later asked if Metcalf was okay, and then said, and if what happened could be considered self-defense. You're literally asking the cops while you're being arrested, "Hey, do you think this could be self-defense?"
It's not. Because you want to know what he did? When he stabbed Austin Metcalf, guess what he did? He ran away. He didn't even stick around to see if he was okay. He ran off.
I mean, that could be self-defense if you ran off, if you really were scared and you stabbed and then ran. I mean,
yeah, but this self-defense thing is BS.
So was it a knife or what was I've been hearing?
He brought a knife. He had a knife in his backpack.
Got it.
And he said, like, touch me and see what happens. He was already threatening him.
Yeah.
And that's not
self-defense. And then he pulled out his knife and he stabbed him in the heart.
So from the reports and from what I'm understanding is that at a track meet, I threw discus my senior year in high school. Track meets, if you're not running, it's kind of like a lot of like sitting around and waiting. And you like sit in your groups. You sit with your I guess teammates, and each team has like their own spot, and you just sit down and hang out with each other.
Yeah,
I guess he sat down with not his teammates, and
exactly.
Austin Metcalf said, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Like, You're not on our team. You should go sit with your team. Like, you're not supposed to be here. This isn't your spot to sit. They just fucking stabbed him. Maybe there was like he touched his backpack to try to move his backpack or something.
Yeah, it was like doing a rain delay or something like that. Now, Carmelo Anthony was actually a runner on the opposing team.
Correct.
We found out because he had like a track suit and everything. And then he goes to sit under that tent with the opposing team. He's not supposed to be doing that. They tell him, hey, you need to go sit with your other team. And then it's kind of some conflicting things on exactly what was said, but the gist of it is that he says something on the nature of, hey, touch me and see what happens. That was like an argument or something. And he didn't want to leave to go over there with his team. I don't know why he was over there with the other team when his school already has their own tent up already. And then that's when he stabbed him.
Stabbed him in the heart, and he died in his twin brother's arms.
And here's the bad thing for him. All of the witnesses are telling the same story.
Yep.
That's bad news for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
So we have some more follow-up here, just some more details in this tweet. Carmelo Anthony's attorney, Derek Walpole, said that Anthony is claiming self-defense. Walpole said that he only had a few hours to speak with Anthony so far. He confirmed he'll be requesting a bond hearing next week. Here's what we know according to reports. A witness says Metcalf was sitting under his school's tent when Anthony approached. Metcalf told Anthony to leave. Anthony grabbed his bag and warned, touch me and see what happens, according to police. No one knew Anthony had a weapon. One witness says Metcalf touched Anthony. Another says he grabbed him. Anthony immediately pulled a knife from his backpack and stabbed Metcalf's chest and then fled the scene. Metcalf clutched his chest, told teammates to get help, and then died in his brother's arms. When police caught Anthony, he said, I'm not alleged. I did it. In the cruiser, Anthony asked if Metcalf was okay and whether what he did counted as self-defense. This is fucking crazy, dude. Pure evil, too.
This is in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in Texas, I don't see how you were fearing for your life by someone grabbing you.
He wasn't fearing for his life. He brought a knife to the track meet.
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems like he was looking for trouble.
100%. 100% looking for trouble. Looking for a reason to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not self-defense.
No, especially if he said, touch me and see what happens. That's premeditated. He warned him. He said, hey, touch me and see what happens. He's warning him that he's going to kill him. That's premeditated. He already knew that he wanted to do it. Fucking crazy. What's even crazier is these weirdo takes, how they fucking spin the story. Of course, they make it a race thing, and it's all over Twitter. I got a few tweets pulled up here. Now, this is from Jack Posobiec. Say what you want about Jack Posobiec. That's not the point. It's this tweet right here from Tariq Nasheed, a suspected white supremacist. Like, it's all about the language, right? It's all about the words that they choose in their tweets to paint the narrative. A suspected white supremacist named Austin Metcalf, pictured with his twin, allegedly demanded honor student Carmelo Anthony. You gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Demanded honor student Carmelo Anthony give up his seat like it was the Jim Crow era. Carmelo defended himself from an alleged threat. The Daniel Penny case set this precedent. Holy fuck.
Wow.
And look at the pictures they choose to use.
Yeah. One thing we know about the Metcalfs, they were hunters.
Yeah.
They were hunters.
Okay. Yeah, so they hunt. They're wearing camouflage and they have guns. Okay, so what? But it's the pictures that they choose to use to go along with their narrative, along with the senior high school portrait yearbook picture that they chose to use for Carmelo Anthony, and the language. Suspected white supremacist Austin Metcalf demanded that honor student Carmelo Anthony give me a fucking break. This kid is a fucking murderer.
And also, there's a picture of Carmelo Anthony with like an Uzi or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
out there.
Yes, smoking a joint with an Uzi with a gun and stuff. Yeah.
Well, what had me? I was up. Well, so we do a show at we start our show 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every day, and this was the show the morning after it happened. the thing that I was kind of mad about was there was no coverage of this from like the mainstream media at all.
Mainstream media is silent.
Nowhere.
And it's like,
and we
hey,
knew this was going to happen.
If the races were reversed, there would be outrage, there'd be riots. I mean, it would be on just regular news, not even sports news, you know? So it's just, you don't hate the media enough.
Yeah. Fox News is the only one that's really covered it on a national level. The rest of the coverage has been local media.
Mm-hmm.
And there's tweets get worse. Some of the tweets get worse. This is just another one that I found from Ted Bundy. You can read the rest. White boy had it coming. Who's next? Whites can't touch us blacks anymore. When it's on equal footing, they're powerless. With an eliminated edit over this young man's picture, dude.
That is despicable.
Absolutely disgusting, dude. Absolutely disgusting. And I'm all for free speech. And I'm glad that we have free speech on Twitter now because we get to see disgusting tweets like this. And we know, well, it's obviously a anonymous account, but holy shit, dude.
It's just sad that we've gotten to this. I mean, it just gets worse and worse how divided everyone is. Everything's got to be race. Whereas we can't just look at this as this is a tragedy for at least 3 people's lives. You know, obviously a young man lost his life. His brother had to hold his brother dying in his arms. And then the kid that Carmelo Anthony, I mean, his life is ruined too. It's just a sad situation all around.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can just talk about that. No, it's got to be, he was in the right, he was in the wrong, race, whatever.
I believe with the charges, they say he's facing like 5 to 95 years in prison.
Yeah.
His life is ruined. He's never getting out of prison. I highly doubt that he's actually going to get the death penalty of lethal injection. I mean, we execute a whole bunch of people in Texas, but I don't think he's going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I believe that was like, all right, let's go out there and plan to kill this person.
Well, if they find out that it was premeditated, why he brought a knife to a track meet, threatened him that he was going to do it, and then did it and followed through with it?
Yeah, but also considering he's 17, I highly doubt they're going to give him the death penalty.
Unless they try him as an adult.
Well, he is getting tried as an adult.
Okay, good.
But I don't think they're going to sentence him to death.
Yeah, they probably won't. I mean, I don't think the fact he brought a knife with him is all that terrible. I mean, you have the right to defend yourself. But like you said, the manner that he used it, where he said, "I'm gonna see what happens." Yes,
yeah, he threatened because Austin Metcalf first.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm just saying I don't think it's a big deal that he had a knife on him. I mean, you are allowed to carry weapons with you. I mean, maybe not
on school property.
Yeah, but why are you having that at a track meet? You had that in your bag. I got questions about that.
Yeah, not on school property.
Yeah. He's a kid.
Mm-hmm. It's wild, man. So we'll see how this all turns out. I just thought it was wild that at first, like, they were trying to raise a GoFundMe for Austin Metcalf. I just thought that was fucking wild.
They raised
wildly
like
out of touch.
$16,000.
And where's that money going to? Are they getting refunded for it, or where's it going?
I think when GoFundMe takes it down, they refund the money back to people.
Okay.
I want to know what was the story that was told though to make people donate to that. Because like I bet they were told a completely
the lies.
Story. Yeah.
Honor student, innocent honor black student was threatened by an evil white supremacist and his brother, and he felt powerless and
told
threatened.
To give up his seat. Right?
Yeah, told to give up his seat. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama, for making this all fucking worse, the race relations. But let's get another palate cleanse again. If you guys haven't already, if you guys haven't been to a Milwaukee Brewers game, you guys should seriously consider going to a Milwaukee Brewers game. Seriously. I'm already looking at flights and tickets.
It's Masters week, so I'm going to be playing my page clip all week long.
Oh yeah. Next week after Sports Wars chat. Next week over on Geeks and Gamers Locals, right after the Sports Wars show, we're going to be over on Locals covering the Masters next Sunday. So we're going all day. We're going to see who gets that green jacket. So that'll be a fun time. But guys, that's pretty much all I had for today. We're just at about the hour mark. I'm sorry if you guys missed Ryan, but I think we did a pretty good job today. Shout out to Will for showing up. Will, what do you got going on, man? Plug your stuff.
Yeah, live every morning, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's every day, even today. But I had my co-host and Heavy Steps hold down the fort for me. But yeah, we're live every day, mainly over on Rumble. We're on YouTube as well at Game On Sports News and Picks for about first half hour of the show. Then it cuts off, and we're primarily over on Rumble. We're the unofficial first leg of the new Rumble lineup. We lead right into the Rumble lineup, and they've been very nice of featuring us at the top spot. So we've been holding that down. We cover all things sports news, and if you like to wager on sports, we get into that too. So come hang out with us over there.
Oh yeah, shout out to Game On Sports. John Matrix, what do you got going on?
Oh, same old thing, man. Really, it's been crazy in 2025 with all this transgender stuff in sports. Another one, I put up a video today where in Virginia, well, the kid had to play with the boys, and it ended badly. He finished dead last in track and field.
Well,
Yeah.
she?
It's always no, it's a dude identifying as a girl. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
and he still finished last?
He signed up to play on the girls track and field team in discus
Oh boy.
in February. But only like 4 practices in, said nah. He said, all right, I'll go play with the boys. And in discus, he finished dead last, and he was like 30 feet behind the boys. That tells you everything you need to know about the ones that actually play in female sports. They're just not good
100%.
athletes.
100%. Yep. So shout out to John Matrix and Black and White Sports. Yeah, it's been a crazy year, man. But thank you guys for being here this Sunday morning for Sports Wars. You guys have a good rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you on Geeks and Gamers Daily and Geeks and Gamers Tuesday night's main event on Tuesday. But until then, you guys have a good one. Oh, real quick, hold on. We have 2 super chats. SBZ with a $2. No Ryan, no dedicated segment for LeBron. Sad. I'm sorry. Next week you'll get your LeBron hate. Dalton connect Stan with a $2. Where's Ryan and Jeremy? Well, Jeremy's gay, so he's not here. And Ryan, I don't know what Ryan's doing. He had an obligation. He's probably getting another haircut or something. Thank you for the $2. All right, that's it. We're all caught up. Everybody, you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Sports Wars, we're out.